So where's Caitlin at? Is she in there? She's in the ground? How do you think you hurt her?
I don't know, probably stabbed her, I think.
You stabbed her, you think? So why did you stab her, bud?
I think it was self-defense, but...
Police came to this house looking for a missing woman. Within minutes, her boyfriend had led them to her grave. Then he admitted he probably stabbed her, and somehow he said it was self-defense. So what happened inside this house?
I think she's outside, though.
You think Caitlin's outside?
Yeah.
Why do you think that?
My shoes had...
The call didn't begin as a homicide investigation. Nobody was chasing a suspect. Nobody knew where Kayn was. Police simply had a woman who had stopped showing up and a boyfriend who said he hadn't seen her in 2 days. But the first conversation at the front door would immediately make this situation feel wrong, because when officers asked Philip one simple question, he couldn't answer it.
Hey, Phil?
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Good.
Good. Can we come in and talk for a minute? I'm Officer Jenkins. Okay. We're here to talk to Caitlin. Where is she at?
Yeah, I think I don't...
Hold on. Where is she at? Where's Caitlin at?
I think there's been something... I think that I heard her.
You think you heard her?
I don't remember.
Okay.
That wasn't an answer, so the officer asked again.
So, when was the last time you saw Caitlin?
2 nights ago, I think.
2 nights ago?
Yeah.
Where was that at?
Here.
Here?
2 nights ago, here. So if Kayn was last seen inside this house, where was she now?
So this is her room?
Yeah, our room.
Okay.
The room is still there. Her stuff is still here. Nothing about it looks like someone who packed up and disappeared. And then, police find something much more important.
Whose phone is this right here?
That's hers.
This is her phone? Can I look at it?
Yeah.
Her phone is still inside. The people looking for Kayn can't reach her, but her phone never left the house. And suddenly, the question changes. It's no longer, where did Kayn go? It's, did Kayn ever leave?
You think Caitlin's outside?
Yeah.
Why do you think that?
My shoes had dirt on them, but I don't remember.
Your shoes did?
Yes.
Yeah, there's stains all over this carpet coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Muddy shoes, dirt on the floor, and Philip thinks Kayn might be outside. The officers still don't know what they're dealing with, but now they have something they can follow. The investigation is moving toward the backyard.
Can we check the whole house for her?
Yeah.
Is that okay? Just hang tight with us. How about you show us where everything's at?
Okay.
What rooms we're going into?
This is the storage.
Storage? Alright, hang tight. Hang tight. Let me
We'll
look
go
through
room
it.
by room, okay?
Room by room, they search. Nothing. And then Philip says something that changes the entire mood.
Probably from the night it happened.
The night what happened?
I think I did it.
You did that?
Yeah. I think I heard her.
You think you heard her?
Yeah. I don't remember, but I...
He thinks something happened. He says he doesn't remember, and the officer asked the question again. Where is Kayn?
Oh, yeah. So where's Caitlin at?
Oh.
Is she in there? She's in the ground?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, go and turn around, put your hands behind your back.
Where is your mom?
She's at the hospital.
Seven two. We got one detained. 9-5. If you're clear, you're gonna want to head this way.
In a matter of seconds, the missing person search becomes something else entirely. Kayn isn't somewhere across town. She isn't with a friend. She is buried behind the house she shared with Philip. And now, police need to know one thing. Who put her there?
All right. So, how do you think you hurt? What's your girlfriend's name?
Kayla.
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 Kaylin. How do you think you hurt her?
I don't know. Probably there, I think.
You stabbed her, you think? Where's the knife?
I don't know which one I used. There's one downstairs. There's besides the kitchen one.
The kitchen ones?
Yeah.
Okay. So you know which kitchen knife you used?
I don't remember exactly.
Philip doesn't deny that Kayn was, but listen to the way he describes it. He can't clearly tell police which knife he used. He can't give them a clean sequence. And when they ask why he did it, the story takes a completely different turn.
He did.
So why did you stab her, bud?
I think it was self-defense, but
Self-defense?
Not sure. We both had medication. She had anxiety,
Uh-huh.
and she would wake up kicking in the middle of the night and hitting me. And
Okay. So she woke up in the middle of the night and she was hitting you. Then what happened?
I think I did.
Philip says self-defense. He says Kayn would wake up during the night and attack him. He says both of them were dealing with medications and what he described as episodes. And then he says, I think I just everything. That's not a clean recollection of a confrontation. It's a fragmented explanation, and police still have to figure out what actually happened.
How did you get the knife if there's only knives in the kitchen?
Did have one downstairs that I found. I could show you.
Okay, we'll look at it here in a second. So was that the knife then, the one downstairs?
Probably.
Okay.
Even the weapon isn't completely clear in his own story, so investigators keep pushing. Where did this happen? When did it happen? And how many times?
Okay. So you remember her? How many times did you stab her? Was it 100?
No.
How many roughly?
Maybe 5.
5 times. Were they all in the front, or was it in the back?
I'm not sure. I think upper parts. I think.
Upper torso. Was it in the front, the back?
I think in the front and like the neck and head. I think.
Neck and head.
5 times. That's the number Philip eventually gives investigators. And now the self-defense claim has to be measured against everything else he has said, because the next question is even more important.
Did she have any weapons on her?
No.
No. So why did you have a knife in the bedroom?
I had to grab it. It's in the basement.
In the basement somewhere?
Philip says Kayn had no weapon. He says he had to go get one, and that's the kind of detail that makes detectives stop taking answers at face value. Because if this was self-defense, what exactly happened before the knife came out?
So when did this happen? You said a couple nights ago? You know what day it is today?
No, I don't.
Today's Monday the 24th. When did this happen?
Either yesterday or the day before, I guess. But
Which day?
Yesterday I was out. I was sleeping most of the day.
So when did it happen? The day before?
I think so. Yeah.
So it would have been what, Saturday?
Saturday night.
What time roughly?
I don't remember.
You don't know exactly what time?
No.
Was it early in the morning?
No, it
Saturday?
Was later.
So Saturday night into Sunday morning?
I think.
What time roughly?
2. I guess right.
About 2 a.m.?
Yeah.
So it was actually Sunday morning then?
No.
What's that?
That sounds fine.
Yeah. About 2 a.m. you said?
Yes.
Roughly?
Yes, about anywhere between midnight or 2, somewhere around there.
Okay.
Now even the timeline starts slipping. Saturday, Sunday, midnight, 2 in the morning. Philip can't give investigators one clear answer, and that matters because they're trying to reconstruct from a man who says he doesn't fully remember what happened. So what can they actually believe?
How long were you dating? Is it Kaylin?
Kaylin, 4 years almost.
4 years. How long were you guys living together?
About 5 years, I think.
So you guys started dating 4 years ago, but we're together 5 years. Am I?
But we've been together about 5 years. We started dating right away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then you've been living together the same amount of time?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Just about. Yeah, we probably moved in together like 2 years after we started.
Okay.
This wasn't a stranger. This wasn't a first date that turned violent. These two had been together for years. They lived together, they shared the same bedroom, and now one of them was buried outside that house, which leaves the audience with the question the body cam can never completely answer. What happened inside that bedroom? The cameras arrived too late. They captured everything after the violence, the search, the discovery, the arrest, the explanation, but not the moment that started it. And that is what makes the rest of this footage so unsettling. We're watching a man explain something that nobody else can independently show us. So eventually, the case had to move somewhere the evidence could be examined piece by piece. A courtroom.
Part of my grieving process involves spending many nights over the past couple of years lying awake and asking myself the question that I'm sure many of us have asked, which is why? I spent many nights over these past couple of years searching for the answer through flashbacks of the times that I spent with Kaylin and or Philip, thinking about signs that I could have missed.
By the time this reached court, the question wasn't only what Philip had done. Kayn's family was also asking themselves something painful. Were there signs they didn't see? Was there something in those years together that should have warned them this was coming?
Your Honor, Kaylin was terrified of anything in her skin, from needles to knives. She was so terrified of having anything sharp touch her skin that even at the age of 33, she did not even have her ears pierced. Philip was very aware of this and still chose to end her life in a way that was beyond horrifying to her.
Someone who isn't exhibited any signs of violence in his 35 years. And then for something like this to happen, it makes you wonder why. You know, Philip isn't some man who got drunk and wanted to walk across the street and meet a young woman and then spend the next 20, 25 years living his life while another man rots in prison for his crime. He's not some gangbanger that kills a girl and is going to take her up to the foothills and execute her. When she gets out of the car and tries to get away, he shoots her. He's not those type of killers that we see. He didn't kill her, and I don't know why it looks like that. But when you kind of take a deeper look and you look at even the mental health evaluation that was attached to the PSI, the investigator, as well as Dr. Crow's report, I get a better picture. Mr. Schwab is a man who's been bullied and neglected basically his whole life. Not neglected by those close to him on purpose, but more neglected out of lack of understanding, or even out of an effort to see him as, I don't think his family wanted to really understand his deficits.
The defense wanted the court to look beyond the crime itself. They pointed to Philip's history, his mental health, and the person they said existed before this night. But that still left one question hanging over the entire case. Why did this happen?
The court hasn't been able to find a reason. I've listened with great care to your counsel's argument, to the state's arguments, to the victim impact statement from Mr. Blue. I've carefully reviewed the psychiatric evaluation that was submitted in this matter. I have considered the objectives of criminal sentencing, those of protection of society, deterrence, rehabilitation, and punishment. And frankly, the same questions that have been discussed today I've wondered about. As I reviewed this case and reviewed your history, the events of the day, the horrific day, I actually found myself wandering around the courthouse, trying to figure it out, asking that same question that's been discussed here today. Why did this crime occur? Unfortunately, in my career as a defense attorney, as a prosecutor, and as a judge, I've seen a lot of crimes and have handled lots of cases. I have struggled with the why, and I'm frankly grateful that both your counsel and state have addressed that. And it's even greater question as I read listened to Mr. Blue's statement and looked at these pictures of the victim, I wrote down some things that were said in the victim impact statement. Loving, compassionate, positive, radiant, forgiving. It's clear. You were in a relationship for 7 years. It's clear that she had those qualities. The hardest thing about criminal law, and I've already considered and indicated the criteria the court has to use, I would note that there is no criteria to try and bring the victim back. There's nothing this court can do to alleviate the pain or the suffering of the victim's family in this case. And I want to just acknowledge that the court can't do that. But the court does take into account the life that was lost and the good person that the victim was in this case.
Philip Schwab was sentenced to 25 years to life in prison with parole eligibility in 2044, but the sentence answered only one part of the story. It told the court what punishment would follow. It didn't explain what happened in those final moments or why a relationship that had lasted years ended with Kayn in the backyard. A woman disappears. Police arrive. Her phone is still inside. Her boyfriend can't explain where she is. Then the clues point outside, and suddenly the missing woman is found in the backyard. Her boyfriend admits he claims self-defense. He says she wasn't armed. He says he had to go get the knife. He can't give investigators a reliable timeline, and eventually he says 5 times. The case reaches court. The sentence is handed down, but even the judge is still asking the same question. Why? We know where Kayn was. We know what Philip admitted. We know what he claimed happened. But the camera never captured the moment everything changed. So after hearing his explanation and hearing what the court had to say, what do you think happened inside that bedroom?